Prime Minister. First of all, I want to thank God for this wonderful day. We've been able to reach it by His grace. With me, I'm having the report to the head teacher, Kitebi Secondary School, and it is all about our leadership term from the year 2025 to 2026. And I hope the head teacher is also having a copy. First of all, I want to thank God that it's really been a journey of highs and lows since the Almighty allowed us to join this year 2026, and that we are halfway to the end of the year. On memory, it was this date. On memory, it was this very time when the head of school entrusted us with the authority of being the students' leaders, with a major role of assisting the school administration and the school progress. The journey of our leadership term has had the beginning, the climax, and now today is the end. We plan for whatever we are to do, but it's God who fulfills it, and we really thank Him that we sown in and now we've sown out. We really don't take it for granted. And on the same note, I would like to thank the head teacher and his team for the support that they've given to us ever since we began the term of our leadership. These are some of the achievements that we've had for the term 2025 and 2026. First of all, it is on record that in comparison to other cabinets, it was our cabinet that was made special by the senior team of the school in a way that we were given the uniforms of the prefecture before the day of swearing in. It's really a pleasure, and all applause goes to the head of school and his team for planning and making us unique from the very first day. As the prefecture, we've held a number of meetings, that is on Mondays in the afternoon every week, and these meetings have helped us to draft the progress of the body throughout the term until today. And in these meetings, we've been having the emphasis of teamwork and hard work. They really effectively helped us to do our work as a family. Part of these meetings, we had one with the patriotism team. I know that many of you are aware that in our school, Kitebi SS, we are at times having misunderstandings between the ministers and the patriots. But this time round, it has been different. Head teacher, we had a meeting with the patriots, we talked a lot, and we've been working together as the two teams. We've been able to maintain the school general cleanliness that has been backed up by the duty rota that I already drafted. And on this, the ministers have been working according to the days and the weeks. On weekends, we've been having the hostel students to clean in the absentia of the desk students. And on that note, head teacher, allow me to thank Madam Habiba and Madam Nakasi. They've been working with us, more so on the weekends when the day scholars are not in school, to make the school clean. And on the same note, I would also like to thank you, head teacher, for the garbage collector. It has really done a great role, and we've used it effectively in terms of cleaning the school. Still, on the side of sanitation, head teacher, we had an issue whereby the boys used to have lunch just adjacent to the washrooms, and it was a problem. They would leave the ground dirty, stinking, and so on. But on our cabinet, we've been able to exhaust that. Still, we want to thank you, Haj, for the idea you developed of having the bins in all corners of the school. It has really helped us a lot, and we've been able to do our work effectively. We've been able to maintain the smartness and discipline of the students as backed up by the students' disciplinary committee and the school disciplinary committee. We've exhausted a lot of illegal items in school, and the students have been able to maintain the needed hair level through the strictness of the ministers. And we were at one time helped by the head of school. I think maybe you remember that day, the week of workshop. In assistance, we still have the students' disciplinary committee that we've been working with. And in just 1 minute, please allow me to read these members. Sem Kungumatini, who is the head of the disciplinary committee, please stand up for recognition. I myself, the advisor, Kevin Fiona, the secretary, Amras Daniel, advisor, Akanyelu Mera Grace, advisor, and Yuga Moses, also a member. These people you see, they've worked hand in hand with the disciplinary committee of the school, and we've been able to maintain and maximize the discipline of students. When we peep to the health sector, all is well for now. The head of school and his team, we really thank them for putting up enough washroom facilities. We had a challenge sometime whereby students were complaining of such a simple issue that during break times they would congest in the washrooms. Now they would interfere with the time of going back to the lessons, giving an excuse that they would always want to use the washrooms and were congested. But we thank you that now the number is just enough. For the meals, we've always mobilized and organized students during the meal time. That is most especially on Wednesdays when we have the rice. You know that day is very disturbing because the whole school gathers up for the meal. And this has been headed by Minister Yusuf. Please stand up for recognition. Yeah, he's the mess prefect, and we worked with him organizing the students for that day. Still we had an issue for the meals on Sunday. The orders would always complain, we don't have rice, it is once in a week. But we thank you that you worked upon this. Continuing on behalf of our fellow students, we thank the team leader for providing us with an ambulance. I want to report to you, a teacher, that we are now having very few cases of sick students as compared as it was last time. And this has reduced also the worries for our fellows, especially during the bad weather. This goes then for the sick bay's innovation, whereby now we have for boys and girls, so we no longer have any excuse for that. If we make a step back to the education sector, we can't thank you enough, head teacher. You've really done a lot concerning that issue. For example, we have the innovation of the notice boards. You've helped us hard, whereby any information that we want to tell the students, they just go to the notice board and get it as much as they need it. And this is also the same with the rota for the prefects. It's been always armed at the notice board, and this has helped us on our exercising of the duties. Besides the notice board, we also have the projectors. Thank you for working upon the complaint. We have also the increment on the seats in the computer laboratory. It was also an issue some time back. Then the other prominent one is the Wi-Fi. Students have been complaining, especially those at A level, because we have the project work for general paper. But at the moment, we've solved it. Thank you very much, sir. As ministers, we've also been able to support the co-curricular activities, in this case, in the due course of our term, the games, sports, and other competitions. For example, we had the Star Park competitions for Mariam Dagiri, and some of us were involved. I myself, the Deputy Prime Boys, Minister Mutemiaus, Liga Moses, and the rest. We've been having competitions, football competitions, and we have our own Minister Okasha. Minister Aksam, Minister Sudais, and others. So this shows the support of the ministers in the activities besides the work. Head teacher, allow me to inform you as well that besides of many of the achievements we've had, still we've faced some little challenges. And number one, we've been having disrespect towards the ministers by the students. And at the end of our term, I've been receiving a number of reports whereby students claim that the fact that we are outgoing, we can no longer order them to do any work. And it's been a really big challenge to us on the effectiveness of our work. Still, among ourselves, we had a weakness of self-drive, many of us, and on that hatch, we really request for more advices from you and the senior team. And last but not least, we have one of the most breaking, and that is not completing the term with some of our fellows. Head teacher, as a team, when we start together, we always expect to end together. But just as you know what life brings, some of our members are not here with us. And number one is Minister Senyonga Derek, who was expelled on account of indiscipline. He was in charge of timekeeping, and he was replaced by Narimanya Elias. Please stand up for recognition. And that's the one that replaced the other minister. We have Kakama Benjamin, who was the deputy time manager, and he also changed school. He was replaced by Wiru Abdul Salam. Please stand up. We have Mutatina Davis, who was an edible lawyer but changed school and was replaced by John Isha Stella. We have Katende Ryan, who was the religious minister for Christians but changed school, was replaced by Tendo Vanessa. Last, we have Karumes Wauba, who was an O-level lawyer and changed school. She was replaced by Shifa Yahya. So much, those are the ministers that replaced the ones that left. On observations, we've observed a number of changes, head teacher in school. To mention but a few, the ambulance for the school and community at large, the new garbage collector, this shed for the head teacher, the parking area for the school vehicles, an incinerator for the girls, and Wi-Fi for students' research work, and many of this kind. Really thank you, head teacher and the senior team. And on this note, we request that you extend our sincere gratitude to the Board of Governors for always thinking about our well-being. Thank you very much, head teacher. And in conclusion, head teacher, please allow me to thank our patron, Mr. Okello John Robert. He's always been working with us. Anything that we needed, the files, the tags, and anything that we would use in our town, he's been there with us. Please thank you very much, Mr. Okello, for the support. Head teacher, allow me also to appreciate the second character, Madam Habiba, the head carriers and discipline. She's always been there to back us up in all situations, during day, during night, at all moments. She would advise us whenever we lost the morale. She would always work with us at all costs. Madam Habiba, thank you very much, and we can't thank you enough. Head teacher, the last person I would also like to appreciate, that is Madam Nakasi Agnes Marie. Thank you very much, Madam Nakasi, for all the support. I've been also working with these two people, Madam Habiba and Madam Nakasi, especially with the side of the hostelers. I would always disturb her in the late night. This one is sick, this one has happened, that has happened, but she was always there, the teacher. Thank you very much, Madam Nakasi. And all the senior management team, thank you for supporting us. Thank you for not hating us. I know as students, sometimes we piss you off and you're like, we are tired of these guys, but thank you very much for always supporting us. As the Students Leadership Cabinet 2025-2026, we are so grateful and extend our sincere heartfelt gratitude to the team leader Kitebi Secondary School, the senior management team for the unwavering support shown to the cabinet. We really appreciate on behalf of our fellow students for all the innovations and renovations done in our school for our well-being. May the Almighty God grant you the best. Thank you very much for listening to me in search of knowledge, Kitebi Secondary School.